A very good morning and welcome to this morning's edition of the YES101's Visual Radio for the Newsfirst team. I'm Jadabdeen. We start off with a look at your headlines.
News First headline.
And in headlines, trade union action launched by railway station masters to continue. Opposition calls for debate on presidential poll. Foreign Secretary to visit the US for the 5th US-Sri Lanka Partnership Dialogue. Newly appointed High Commissioner of Maldives to Sri Lanka meets Commander of the Navy. And in international news, NATO vows irreversible path to Ukraine membership. And in sports, England have given supporters some of the best nights in 50 years, says England boss Southgate. And in your top story this morning, the trade union action launched by railway station masters and train controllers continues today. General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Railway Station Masters Union, Sanjay Jayasundara, says the decision to continue the trade union action launched was made last afternoon. Railway station masters and train controllers initiated a strike with effect on midnight Tuesday based on several demands, including the failure to address promotions. General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Railway Station Masters Union, Sanjay Jayasundara, stressed on discussions held between trade unions related to railway services, agreeing to support the trade union action. Meanwhile, 35 trains are scheduled to operate today. Close to 250 train journeys have been cancelled due to the strike. Railway Superintendent MJ Indipolage says only 60 train journeys were completed yesterday. And also in more local news, the Samagijana Balabegya and the National People's Power are gearing up to propose an adjournment debate in Parliament today, emphasizing the importance of holding the presidential election on schedule. Chief Opposition Whip Lakshman Kiriyala announced that the proposal was presented during the party leaders' meeting held yesterday. Kiriyala and the leader of the National People's Power, Anura Kumara Dissanayake, are resolute to hold the debate. Shifting your attention towards more local news, Foreign Secretary Aruni Vijayawardena will undertake an official visit to the United States to attend the 5th US-Sri Lanka Partnership Dialogue scheduled to be held at the US Department of State on the 12th of July 2024. The 5th US-Sri Lanka Partnership Dialogue will be co-chaired by Foreign Secretary Aruni Vijayawardena and the Acting Under-Secretary for Political Affairs of the US Department of State, John Bass. Discussions in the Partnership Dialogue will focus on multifaceted aspects of the US-Sri Lanka bilateral relations, including economic, defense and security cooperation, democracy, reconciliation and human rights, climate change, science and technology cooperation, education and cultural cooperation, and people-to-people contacts. Ambassador of Sri Lanka to the United States, Mahinda Samarasinghe, officials of the US Embassy of Sri Lanka and the Minister of Foreign Affairs will also attend the partnership dialogue. And in more local news, the newly appointed High Commissioner of Maldives to Sri Lanka, Masood Imad, met with the Commander of the Navy, Vice Admiral Priyantha Pereira, at the Navy headquarters yesterday. Upon his arrival, with the visiting envoy was warmly received by the Commander of the Navy before they held cordial discussions on several matters of bilateral importance. The official interaction grew to a close with an exchange of mementos symbolizing the cooperation and goodwill. And up next is international news.
International news.
And in news overseas, NATO members have pledged their support for an irreversible path to future membership for Ukraine, as well as more aid. While a formal timeline for it to join the military alliance was not agreed at a summit in Washington, D.C., the military alliance's 32 members said they had unwavering support for Ukraine's war effort. NATO has also announced further interrogation for the integration rather with Ukraine's military, and members have committed 40 billion euros in aid in the next year, including F-16 fighter jets and air defense support. The bloc's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said support to Ukraine is not charity, it is their own security interest. And up next is your update on sports.
Sports news.
And in sports, it's football. Gareth Southgate says England have given supporters some of the best nights in 50 years after booking their place in a successive European Championship final. A dramatic 90th minute winner from substitute Ollie Watkins sealed a 2-1 win over the Netherlands as England came from behind to set up a final with Spain. Southgate led England to their first final in 55 years when they lost to Italy in Euro 2020, but they hope to go one better this time around. England have reached their first final on foreign soil, but will face a huge test in Berlin on Sunday when they face the tournament's form team Spain. And with that, we wrap up this edition of the YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I have been Shadabdin. Thank you for watching. Take care.